No one investigates like News 4. More shocking stories are surfacing from the so-called House of Horrors in North Collins, where a disabled woman was tortured and murdered. Tonight, there are claims that at one point, Laura Cummings was pregnant. News 4's Al Vaughters is here with the story you'll see only on 4. Al?
Jackie, Laura Cummings' brutal murder after years of abuse by her own family has shocked and outraged Western New Yorkers. But those few people that got to know Laura say there was an even seamier side to that house in North Collins. One of those childhood friends shared part of Laura Cummings' untold story.
The first time she told us that she was being raped, we didn't know what to do with that kind of information. We were too young.
Charity, as we'll call this woman, and her small circle of childhood friends played with Laura Cummings when Laura was allowed. Charity asked us not to reveal her true identity. On those few occasions, Charity says Laura would share some of her deepest, darkest secrets about living in the house on Sherman Avenue, ruled with an iron fist by Laura's mother, Eva Cummings.
Really, it didn't last long because then her mother didn't want her hanging around us anymore because she knew that if we found out information like that, we would tell our parents.
But that house of horrors was horrible for all three females that lived there. Laura was raped and beaten for years before Eva Cummings smothered her with her bare hands last January. Patricia Wright, Laura's half-sister, was sexually molested by Laura's father, and a number of sources have confirmed Eva Cummings has AIDS.
She's been pretty bad since I've known what AIDS was my entire life. I've known that she's had it.
And after years of sexual abuse,
we found out that Laura had gotten pregnant.
In a wrongful death notice filed against Erie County, attorneys for Laura Cummings' estate contend county officials were aware of the abuse in that household going all the way back to 1995 and refused to heed the warnings of Laura's brother Richard Cummings and North Collins Judge John Stevens that Laura was in imminent danger. An adult protection supervisor ruled those claims unfounded.
Did not do enough to save her, did not do enough to help her, take her away from that horrific situation.
Older sister Patricia Wright, in an interview earlier this year, told us that inaction has scarred the whole family.
We would try to plead with them like, no, please get us out of here, you know, and they would say that we were lying, that we were kids, that we didn't know what we were talking about, and things like that. And then the abuse even got worse.
The outcome of Laura Cummings' pregnancy, Charity couldn't tell us, but did say Laura stayed with another relative while she was pregnant, and when she returned to her mother, the abuse escalated until that tragic day last January. Al Vaughters, News 4 at 5:30.